Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Rich Avaletta. I am currently employed with the Illinois State Police. I just started my 24th year. My real training, my real survival training came during my 20 years of living in Miami-Dade County. So that's where I learned all of my little tricks of how to talk my way out of problems. And that's one thing that I've always prided myself on as a trooper, is that I'm very good with the verbal judo. I can talk my way or talk to people, and somehow, some way, you know, some big, huge guy like Chris will turn around and put his hands behind his back and let me arrest him and take him to jail. Or somebody like Mike Fleetwood won't take me and throw me and slam me all over the concrete. It's just been something that God's been giving me that gift, thank goodness. But I also went and studied 15 years of martial arts. Domo arigato gozaimasu. One of my sensei is in the room. And that is something that I learned just in case the verbal judo doesn't work. And that is something that I will be we'll do as much training as you guys want. There's a lot to learn, but the most important thing to learn is how to talk to people. And like Sonny said, our emphasis here is we're a ministry. The most important thing that I would like for you, sir, is to come to know Jesus Christ as your Savior. Like God brought me out of the hell that I was in living in Miami-Dade County. Terrible place, not fun. Thank goodness somebody that was the tight end on the football team, a popular guy, very, very important in his community of the high school we lived in. My graduating class alone was 1,500 seniors. So you can imagine the sea of nothingness that I was in, living without the Lord, in a very dysfunctional family, in a place where I didn't feel important at all. But this guy came to me with the love of Jesus Christ, and I accepted. He took me home with him, and there was a drug party going on in my house. And I said, I don't want to be here. At that point, I knew there was something that I needed more than that. So I went to his house, and I accepted Jesus over a bowl of cornflakes the next morning. So and God's brought me all the way from there to me telling you that in 7 months I'll be a retired Illinois State Police officer. That's just amazing that God can do that. And He can do that here through this ministry that we have just as security. So with that said, the most important thing that we want to emphasize to you is that if you look in that manual, there's a force continuum, what they call it. But we would prefer that you go hands-on with somebody as a last resort. That's really not what we would prefer, obviously. So I'm just going to go through this real quick. I mean, your team presence, you know, you'll have two of you there. I mean, when you identify yourself as someone who's with the security team, your demeanor, your kind words, your presence alone is basically a use of force. So, hey buddy, I'm with the security, and I really would like for you to, what's the problem? You know, like, is there something wrong today? I mean, I'm probably going to get the, you should hit me just for the fact that I'm slapped over all this. You know, it's like, I mean, I deserve to be slapped, to be honest with you. Okay? I mean, it's like, sir, we have a report that there's a problem. I mean, is there anything that I can do to resolve this with you today? Because, I mean, as a security, we want to get this resolved, and we want you to be, I mean, we want to initiate, but we want to also be a little forceful in our demeanor and in our tone. Not insulting, but firm. So your presence is very important. Your caring inquiry, we want you to be caring, and we want you to have a caring inquiry, because that's the most important thing. We care about the person that we're talking to. Even though I'm cuffing someone and taking them to jail, I'm not doing it for, because you were a jerk towards me, so you're going to jail today. Or, I don't like the way you answer me, so you get it. You never want to show anybody that you're talking to or having an interaction with that they're controlling your emotions. You always want to be in control of your emotions. You always want to have a caring tone. And no matter what they say or do to you, you always want to do what Jesus has taught you to do. And that's be caring and considerate and kind and forgiving as God was kind and forgiving and considerate to you. Verbal direction. You need to tell people what you want them to do. If you're there to resolve the situation, then you need to talk to them about that. You need to tell them with clear instructions what you want for them to do. Then we get into some of our soft empty hand techniques or hard empty hand techniques, deadly force type of techniques. And those are some of the things that in future seminars and future training sessions, I would like to kind of break those types of things down, and we'll show you when the Quincy Police shows up, or the Sheriff's Department, or whoever shows up law enforcement-wise, what they'll be doing, what you can do to assist them. But that's what we want you to do. We want, if there is a problem, you're going to 911 is going to be called, and you're going to call QPD. And then B, you could be there just QPD's on the way, but I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to try to deflect the situation. I'm going to just continue to use my caring words and my presence and your positioning. And, we can go over all those types of things, because all these little things make a difference in whether you get... I'm not too worried about the guy who's starting trouble, to be honest with you. I mean, if someone's here at this church and they're causing a problem, then we're going to make sure that they get taken away, because that's not what the purpose here of the crossing is. So we want to, if we cannot convince you in a loving way that you need to go, or you need to calm down, or you need to stop doing what you're doing, then we're just going to... we're here to serve the people that want to come to church and serve the Lord and be a part of this church. And if someone's here to cause a problem, then we need to get them out. So QPD will be on the way, but it's your job just to kind of deflect the situation. Now, we'll get into more of the type of things we can do if the law states that if I'm choking this gentleman, all right, and he's turning blue, and you're a security team member, you're going to probably need to do something to stop me from doing it. So those are the times where you would definitely have to go hands-on with someone. If you could see that there's a chance for bodily injury or great bodily harm, or perhaps, I'm choking this guy. If you don't stop me from choking him, I could possibly end his life. So those are the type, those are very clear-cut times when you will definitely have to go hands-on. And those are the types of things that I would be more than happy to show, and there's other members in the room that also have some expertise. And if you have expertise in anything and you think that it might help to enhance our team and the types of things that we're striving for, please feel free. I don't have all the answers. Kurt doesn't have all this. Sonny doesn't have all the answers. I see us all working together. So I think it's going to be a great experience for everybody.